Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the video, and today we're going to be doing a line of sight flight with the brand new Emax TinyHawk Freestyle. So this is the TinyHawk S here, which just came out, and this is pretty much a 1S quad. It does do 2S and it has very high performance, but the battery life, it really high KV for 2S. So this is mostly meant for beginners and indoor flying, and now the TinyHawk Freestyle is sort of the step up, the next performance level. You can see we now move to 2.5-inch props. It does run on 2S 450. They use the same 1S batteries. They have it pre-wired with the series plug here, which is really nice, so you can use all the batteries you already have. It has a completely new board in there. So the motors are 1103 7000 kV, have a little board camera in there, and everything else is pretty much integrated in the board. It has built-in FreeSky. You can see this antenna here. Just kind of stuck it out the back. Hopefully it'll be okay. There's not really great mounting for that. And then here's the VTX antenna. They have it heat shrunk to a zip tie to help hold it up. I got this bound to my radio in D8 mode. It was pretty easy. I just plugged in the quad, pressed the button while bind was going, and it worked. I didn't have to press and hold while plugging it in, which was nice, because this connector is a little bit hard to get plugged in sometimes. Okay, so there's that, and now this is completely stock settings. I just modified the rates just a little bit, but here we go. This is on Betaflight 4.0, and hopefully you can tell, wow, they did mention that this thing was designed to be quiet and really efficient, but definitely I am hearing some oscillation, so that's interesting that the tune doesn't seem to be as good stock as the TinyHawk S was. Interesting. It is on Betaflight 4.0 as I mentioned, so it can be a little harder to tune. But, I mean, it's not terrible, there just seems to be some residual D-term oscillations. But not too bad, so let's speed. There we go. So it actually might be a little bit slower than the TinyHawk, just straight out, only because this is 2S 7000 kV, whereas the TinyHawk was 15.5 thousand kV on 2S, which is really ridiculous. So this might be a little slower overall, but because it's running 2.5-inch props and doesn't have the prop guards, it should get a lot more efficiency and just be more fun to fly overall. Not so crazy, but a lot more well-rounded, I think. And they say this thing can cruise for like 7 minutes and fly like this for at least 4 to 5 minutes like this, so interesting. Definitely is a fun little flyer right now. It is very quiet compared to like a 5-inch quad, which is a good sign of efficiency, because extra noise is, you're just losing energy to create that noise. Yeah, flies pretty nice so far. Really like these little Avan 2.5-inch props. Definitely seems like it has a little more low end than top end, probably because these 1103 motors, it's a little bit, a 2.5-inch prop might be a little bit much for them, but only at 7000 kV, that's pretty decent kV for them. So that probably explains why it has good bottom end, but not crazy top end. I mean, this thing's still probably going at least 60 miles an hour, so it's definitely not slow. This could be a really nice backyard flyer. For example, this backyard I have here, inside those trees in the center there, this could be really nice. Just a casual flyer. You're not really going to be racing with this, but I don't really know anyone who races with micros. Yeah, the battery seems to still be going strong. As I mentioned, they say you can get at least 4 minutes of pretty hard flying out of it. Yeah, still going strong on that battery. for that RF signal low, this is bound to my radio's internal FreeSky module, and it is pretty burnt out. I had it on without the antenna, I think, so don't really pay attention to that RSSI warning. Okay, I think the battery's going. But this little D8 receiver from Emax they have built in here using SPI isn't going to be the greatest, especially with the antenna mounted like this, but it should be perfectly fine for this backyard flying, especially if you have a non-burnt out radio. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. The batteries did feel about dead there, so that was, I think, about 4 minutes of pretty hard flying there. So that is the line of sight for the TinyHawk Freestyle. The batteries themselves are warm but not hot. I would not say any concern there. With the TinyHawk S running it on 2S, like I said, with that very high kV, the battery just got absolutely murdered, so it is nice to see this being a lot more efficient setup. And the motors aren't even warm, which is really interesting considering there was that D-term oscillation that I was hearing there. So maybe just lowering the D gains just a little bit would help clear that up, but it doesn't seem to be amplifying the motor temperature at all because they are perfectly cold. So it seems like they have chosen a really nice setup here with these new motors for these props here. So yeah, that's going to do it for the Emax TinyHawk Freestyle line of sight flight. I'll also leave a link in the description below to a full review with some FPV footage that I did of this. I released it at the same time as this for the launch date. There's a link in the description for the product if you're interested. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.